Hi guys, welcome to Sebenza Connect. My name is Muofhe Maemu and this is my story. I was born in Venda, Chisauru. That's where I stayed with my grandparents from ever since I was born till third grade. And then I moved to Soweto, Strait with my granddad for about a year. And then I moved to Pretoria, stayed there with my aunt and my uncle. That was from fifth grade till seventh grade. I stayed with my mother from eighth grade till 12th grade in Soweto, Meadowlands, and Orlando West. So we moved around between Orlando West and Meadowlands. The biggest challenge that I had growing up was, I think, from my high school days, where I was staying with my mother. That was because I was raised by her. I was raised by a single parent, very strong black woman. That was the most difficult point in time because she was unemployed, and I think majority of the time our source of income was grant fare, and also my stepdad would assist here and there. But yeah, growing up at that point in time, it was very challenging from an emotional point of view, psychological point of view, and also a financial point of view as well. It wasn't something easy. It's not something that I understood at that point in time, but it's something that gave me motivation to work hard, to study hard, to say, you know what, me and my mom need to get out of the situation that we were in at that point in time. It wasn't easy seeing my mother cry in her prayer sessions. Didn't even understand why she was still praying, but I just motivated her, like, nah, continue praying. One day things will be okay. We'll one day get out of the situation that we were facing. And eventually we did get out, thank God. The situation that I was in with my mother motivated me to study hard. She inspired me to study hard. She told me that the only way that I'll get out of poverty or get out of the disadvantaged background that I come from was for me to study hard, was for me to work hard. She believed in me more than I believed in myself. So my entire high school days, I was just a bookworm. During lunchtime, I'll be studying. After school, I'll be studying. When I get home, I'll be studying, cross-nighting. In the morning, studying. That was my life from eighth grade. It's not something that started when I was now doing grade 11 or grade 12. Something that, I've always consistently been doing. So from 8th grade till 12th grade, I was a top student in my school, matriculated with 6 A's, except in English for some weird reasons. I'm kidding. English was just a tough subject at that point in time. And I went to varsity. I was actually the first person in my family to have obtained 6 A's and also to go to a traditional university. I didn't know which university to actually choose from. I was accepted at UCT, University of Pretoria, UJ, and Wits, and I just thought to myself that, you know what, I just want to be around my family. I still want to be with my mom. I didn't want to go that far. It sounded exciting to be going to want to, go to another province, with the Western Cape, but I didn't want to be far from my family. Hence, I then chose the University of Witwatersrand. Growing up, I've always wanted to be a businessman. From my primary days, the only thing that I thought of was being a businessman. I didn't know what a chartered accountant is. I didn't even know that such a profession exists. So all I wanted was to be a businessman. I was very good in economics, management, and sciences in my primary days and high school days as well. When I was in ninth grade, my teacher would call me to come and teach people in grade 10 some accounting concepts. I was just very good in EMS. In the commerce, I was very good in the commerce side of things, and because of that, I told myself that, you know what, I'm gonna do commerce when I get to grade 10. That's something that my teacher, my EMS teacher, Miss Mudao, wanted me to do as well. She was like, you know what, you're very good at EMS. I think you should be a chartered accountant. I was just like, what on earth is that? I've never heard of a child accountant. No one in my family, my community, there was just, it was just a very, new concept, new career path that, I heard of. She's the one that introduced me to it. Luckily, I was then chosen to be part of the ProMets society. So the ProMet society, the one that I was in, was sponsored by Investec, which I now work for. It was a maths and science program from your 10th grade till your 12th grade. They help you excel in mathematics and physical sciences. So that's the program that I was part of, and it contributed quite a lot to my matric result. I think, if I remember well, I got 91% in mathematics and 89% in physical sciences. And yeah, I'm really grateful for the teachers, the teachers that contributed to that success. I matriculated with 6 A's, just except English. That's the subject that I didn't get a distinction in. It was a very tough subject at that point. And then now the tricky situation was that now I don't have funding. The only funding that I had secured at that point in time was the GRCA funding, which automatically comes through when you're a top student from a township school. So I had 55,000 Rand of funding, but I didn't know how I was going to fund the rest of my studies. And then luckily I got funding from the Calulo Foundation. They covered my accommodation, they covered my meals, and also my living allowance. I studied accounting science at the University of Wits, and also my postgraduate diploma in accounting as well. I did that in rugged time. My journey at Wits was at first year was very challenging, because remember, I didn't do accounting. The only background that I had was EMS. And so doing accounting for the first time, that was very challenging. I failed most of my concept tests and some of the tests, but somehow in the big tests and exams, I would do quite well. I was told that it's actually an advantage for you to not have done it, but I didn't see it that way. My roommate, actually my best friend, obtained 100% in accounting, but he was excelling at it. And yeah, for me it was just challenging, but staying with him was quite advantageous, because he would help me with some of the accounting concepts, because I didn't understand accounting at that point in time. Yeah, it was a very great time that I had at Wits. It was very challenging and also fun times as well. Work hard, play harder. And then after my postgrad diploma in accounting, I then secured a job, a training contract at Investec. So when I was still doing my CTA, I secured a training contract with Investec, the guys that assisted me when I was in high school. The ProMet society that I was part of. It was actually very exciting for me to be part of the program, because our relationships began from my high school days. So far, it has been a very great experience. It's been amazing. It's been very out of the ordinary. I never thought I would be where I am. I never thought that I would be part of some of the teams that I've been in. So my training involves rotating throughout the business every 6 months. I've been in internal audit, group finance, share capital, and I'm currently rotating in Investec PLC, which is based in Investec London, Investec PLC. I was supposed to be in London right now, but due to COVID, I'm doing it from home, South Africa. An advice that I will give someone who is studying towards being a chartered accountant is that the world is your oyster. You can do whatever that you want to do. You can specialize in auditing, you can specialize in finance, tax, you can MENEC, you can specialize in finance. All those areas are broad industries. So do your research. Don't just base your future career or your career path on what module you're good at or what you're not good at, because in the working world it's a totally different, it's a total different scenario. So do your research, find out from people across different industries, in banking, in insurance, in auditing, everywhere. Just find out what it is that people do with their designations. It's a very interesting profession. It's very broad. So yeah, go out there and find out more about it. For those who are facing unemployment, whether it's your parent or it's yourself, my advice to you is that never stop applying. Like, don't stop applying, don't give up. My mother had about, I don't know, maybe more than 20 interviews, 22, 23, somewhere there. This is from a period from my first year up until today. That's the number of interviews that she has had, and she never got the job up until recently, because she never stopped applying. She just kept on applying, she kept on pushing. So don't give up. You never know where you will be called. You never know where your interview will be. Just keep on applying. Don't give up. Guys, don't forget to like, share, subscribe to Sebenza Connect. Thank you so much.